Broadcasting to Suplex City all the way to parts unknown, you're listening to Heelsection119 right here on Sprecher.com.
Okay, so to delve a little bit more into Heelsection119, we actually have the story of how we got the name for the podcast, and we have it right here for you, exclusively on YouTube.
Woo! I've alluded a couple of times in my own extracurricular activities of saying that the story was going to be told, and by God, we're gonna tell it.
So, Marlena and I have a very long friendship based off of wrestling. Like, literally, that is part of how we met. And
2005.
Yeah, and then in 2008, was it?
It was the end of 2007.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because we went to Ring of Honor in 2008.
Alright, that makes sense, yeah. So we went to Raw, and that was the first time we met each other in person.
Yep.
And that was Raw in that section too?
Yep.
Wow. Anytime, we've been to, 2 Raws or 1 Raw, 2 SmackDown, something like that. And anytime that we would go and get tickets for a show to go together, we would end up just selecting, best seats because, we're not rich people.
Not even then, not even now.
Yeah. So we selected the best seats available, and lo and behold, every time we would get tickets in section 119 at the Verizon Wireless Arena.
Manchester, New Hampshire. God bless.
So, adding on to that, the reasons why we call it Heelsection119 isn't just because it's cool to say that we're heels. We literally are awful people.
Well, okay, so part of it is every single time we've gone for a Raw, which was my first WWE show ever, mind you. We went for a SmackDown taping, which also had NXT at the time, but that was NXT when it was the pros and the rookies. And that was a lot of fun. But like she said, every time we've gone, we've ended up in section 119. But every time we've gone, we always, we kind of heckle the shit out of people just because we can.
Yeah.
And the heel section moniker, we actually called it Heel Section 119 after this. We were seated, unfortunately, behind Matt Hardy fans. With one of them having a t-shirt on that said, "Hit it in every hole." I remember that very vividly because son of a bitch.
Keep
that
it
was
classy, Manchester.
That was just beautiful.
And the other one was actually a little girl. And Matt was in so much trouble because I think he was facing Mark Henry that night and he was getting the shit beat out of him. And we're sitting here we really should have gotten up and gone to the concession stands or something. And I think we actually did briefly part so I could get a CM Punk shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And so this girl, she's freaking out because Matt's getting hurt. And let me preface this by telling you, Jeff Hardy at the time was signed with TNA. And she's like, "Jeff, come out and help him!" And then we're friggin' yelling other shit out loud. And apparently our anti-Matt Hardy stuff made this little girl cry.
I think she was a teenager, but she looked really young.
Yeah.
But then, to make matters worse, apparently our heckling triggered the guys behind us.
Yes, I love those guys.
I wish I knew who these guys were. They were the biggest bunch of assholes ever. And, somebody had come out, I can't remember off the top of my head, and, they were technically the bad guys. And, we were just, mercilessly, cheering and, at one point, we got them doing an Alex Riley chant with us. And
we love Alex Riley.
Yeah, we do. And we did, the Miz is awesome chant. And we, they were, on it with us. And, it got us on, TV level loud.
Yeah, we were the first Alex Riley chant on live TV.
Fucking right. Heelsection119, bitch. But it was really cool because it's nice to go to shows and know you're not the only asshole in the crowd. But so after that, and after the incident with the Matt Hardy fangirl, we just kind of looked at each other and was like, yeah, this is officially like the heel section. And then it just escalated from like, oh, well, we're not just like the heel section because the heel section, quote unquote, is like really generic. No, we are Heelsection119. And that has lived with us since then.
It's a beautiful story.
It is. It's inspiring, and it will inspire heel sections from here on out.
I sure hope so. So that is our story of how we got the name Heelsection119, and we hope that you remember to listen to us every Saturday night at 9 to 10:30, which we might expand on at some point.
More than likely.
I mean, it's getting kind of crazy, but
the fact that we're literally talking until the absolute like last 20 seconds kind of is showing us that we just either talk a lot, get off track a lot, or there's just a lot to talk about.
I think it's all of it. But yeah, listen to us every Saturday night on Spreaker.com, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, for 3 30-minute blocks.
Indeed.
And there you have it.
Heelsection119.